Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 35 of the Cleveland Indians franchise here on MLB The Show 21 for the PlayStation 5. And today, Cleveland Indians return home after a rough road stretch, including dropping 3 out of 4 back in Toronto, hoping to get back on the right track, starting off with the Detroit Tigers and later the Oakland Athletics. So if you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. Shane Bieber takes the mound for Cleveland, so our ace is going at it against a struggling, to say the least, Detroit Tigers squad. Harold Castro will lead off for the Tigers, and on his very first at-bat, he will take a 2-2 pitch off of the wall on a one-hopper to right field. So a good way to start the day for Detroit. Castro getting a leadoff double for the season. That is double number 13. That'll bring up Brian, who will ground it to the second baseman. He is thrown out at first, and the runner will move to third. We'll take a look at Detroit's lineup today. We've just seen the first two batters. Next up will be Wilson Ramos, Renato Nunez, Jonathan Scope, who currently leads the Tigers with 40 RBIs. Akil Baddoo in center field. Last year's number 1 overall pick, Spencer Torkelson at third. Daz Cameron in right, and Nico Goodrum at short. Wilson Ramos, the catcher, up next, and he will hit one right up the middle for a base hit. And the former Tampa Bay Ray has the first RBI of the season for Detroit. Nunez up next, full count, hits a fastball deep into the left field corner. It is foul, but it is just barely in play, so that'll be out number 2. Bringing up Jonathan Scope, leader in RBIs. Instead, he will ground to Ramirez at third, thrown out at first, but Detroit does get one in the top of the first. On the mound for Detroit is another former number 1 overall pick, Casey Mize, taken to the mound, 5.20 ERA on the season through his 22 starts. He will lead off against Ahmed Rosario, who has been a staple as our leadoff hitter. 2-0 Rosario to start the day. He takes a sinker right up the middle for a base hit, so he will reach first base safely to start for Cleveland. Next batter, Josh Naylor, 3-1 pitch, gets a slider, nice pitch to hit, hits it into deep left center, but that one is tracked down by Baddoo for out number 1. Take a look at Cleveland's lineup today. Most of the usuals: Rosario, Naylor, Ramirez, Reyes, who is the Indians' RBI leader with 75. Eddie is the 5th spot. Andres Jimenez at short. Jordan Luplow at DH. Tyler Freeman at second. And then Roberto Perez will light it up for us. Here's Jose Ramirez up next. And first pitch, Rosario is going for second, and he steals it safely. Nice jump by Ahmed Rosario. Steals 11th base of the season. And then Ramirez will ground one over to first, but Rosario will move to third. So that means Franmil Reyes just needs a hit, and he takes a sinker deep into the gap, and that will drive in the first run from Cleveland. They tie it up at 1 apiece thanks to RBI number 76 on the season for Reyes. That'll take us to Eddie Rosario up next. First pitch swing gets jammed on a fastball, and he's thrown out at first, and both teams score 1 in their first innings. We'll stick with Cleveland at the bottom of the second. Jimenez leading us off, and he wastes no time on an 0-2 fastball. Drills it deep to right center and over the wall. Jimenez with his 17th home run of the season, 421 feet. Jimenez not really known for his power. He's hit 17 bombs on the season, so that's a welcome surprise. He puts Cleveland out 2-1. That'll bring up Jordan Luplow, the DH today, up next. 3-2 pitch. He grounds a fastball right back up to Mize, who fields it, but throws the first baseman off the bag. So that'll be an E1 on Mize, and the runner will reach safely. Here comes the top prospect for us, Tyler Freeman. He has not had a good 21 season since being called up, hitting 185, and that average is going to go down as he pops up a liner to a right field for out number 1. Roberto Perez up next, 1-1, hits it, so where the second baseman would have been if not playing the shift. So that's the second man on base for Cleveland. Top of the order now, Rosario, sinker, pops it up into right. That'll be out number 2, and they will test the arm. Runner's going to try to get to third, and he safely does. So I'll put runners on the corners for Josh Naylor. He walks on 4 straight pitches, loading the bases for Jose Ramirez. A big chance to do damage, and he draws a walk, so he gets an RBI as they just walked in a runner. 3-1 now Cleveland. Reyes up next. He puts it into right, but Daz Cameron saves a couple runs. What a diving grab by him out in right. Makes this 3-1 Cleveland. In the bottom of the fourth, Perez leading us off. Mize still on the mound, still struggling to control the baseball. Gets the first runner to walk, and then Ahmed Rosario hits a single into center. So the first 2 runners of the inning on board for Cleveland. Brings up Josh Naylor, who gets plunked on this one. So he will take his bag. That's now bases loaded, still nobody out. And that'll do it for Casey Mize. The lefty Tariq Skubal will come out of the pen with a 3.38 ERA on the season. He'll be asked to hopefully chew up some innings, but he inherits bases loaded. Jose Ramirez, first batter, swings and misses. That's a big strikeout. That brings up Franmil Reyes now 3-1 to Reyes, and he draws a walk as well. So the second walked-in batter for Cleveland today makes it 4-1. Eddie Rosario up next. He also draws a walk. So that's back-to-back walked-in base runners. Cleveland now leads 5-1 without even swinging the bat. Perez up next. He pops it up into left on the full count pitch. They will not. Actually, they will test his arm. Runner will come home, and he will just beat the tag. Naylor slides in safely. It is 6-1 Indians in the bottom of the fourth. Luplo up next does pop up the changeup, so that'll be how the fourth inning ends. But Cleveland extends their lead out to 5 thanks to some walked-in batters. We'll go top 5 with Detroit. Akil Baddoo stepping to the plate. 0-2 to Baddoo. He swings and misses on the high inside Bieber fastball. That is Bieber's 5th strikeout of the day, and he has been dominant this season. You can tell the best ERA in all of the American League. X-Batter will ground it over to Freeman a second. Easy play for him to record the second out. And then that'll bring up Daz Cameron, who had the great diving catch earlier. But he gets a full count fastball right down the middle and pops it up behind home plate. Bieber is 5 strong innings. Bottom of 6 now with Cleveland. Franmil Reyes leading us off. He gets a nice fastball to hit, and he does, right up the middle into center field. A leadoff single for the 6th. Eddie Rosario up next. First pitch swinging. He also gets a single. That one going into left field. So that's back-to-back base runners for Cleveland. Jimenez is up next, who had the home run earlier, hits one right off of Skubal's foot. Nobody could get to it. All runners safe. Skubal will be okay, but he will actually stay in. I probably would have pulled him, but instead he stays in and gives up the very next pitch, a single up the middle. 2 runs will score. Cleveland will extend their lead 8-1, and this one's starting to turn into a blowout. Perez up next, pops it up into right field. That one will be enough to tag the runner, and it is now 9-1 Cleveland. So Perez gets the job done, pops up into right, and that'll bring up Ahmed Rosario up next. And before we get there, they do bring in a new pitcher. Joey Wentz comes out of the pen, the lefty, making his 9th appearance of the season. He will be tasked with getting the last out of the 6th inning. Rosario, very first pitch, swinging on a fastball, lines it right into center field. That will be the out. But at this point, we are up 9-1, and it was getting late when I was recording, so we went ahead and did the sim of the rest of the game. I usually don't do this, but from time to time, I will once in a blue moon if I need more time. But you can see we got 3 more runs, a home run from Reyes, a 2-run blast, and the next batter, Rosario, goes yard. And that will be all of the runs in this one, as we can see simulcasting the rest of the 9th. And it'll be a 12-1 victory for Cleveland. Jordan Hicks goes 1-2-3 to close out the 9th. And we win 12-1, blowing out the Detroit Tigers in a game that we needed to win pretty handily, especially after dropping 3 of 4 to Toronto. We get back in the win column. Dominant performance on offense, dominant performance on defense. And this keeps us in the wild card front. 12 runs on 15 hits for us, 1 run on 5 hits, 1 error for Detroit. Bieber gets the win, Mize gets the loss, and Reyes gets the player of the game, going 3 for 4 with the home run, a double, and a single, a triple shy of the cycle. Game 2, we actually turn around and drop in extra innings to Detroit, 8-6. The extra man on base is allowing a lot more runs, but we dropped to 62 and 50 thanks to the loss. Seville did not have a good game outing. But we do win Game 3 and win the series 4-2. As a little bit of offense at the beginning of the game, we got 2 Manning early, and that propelled us to a victory. Before we jump into our next series, Joey Bart gets to call it from San Francisco. He is the future prospect at catcher for San Francisco, one of the best prospects in the league. So something to highlight, he is going to be making his major league debut this season. And Nick Whitgren is no longer injured, so we need to send down a man to the minors. and Cal Quantrill is the odd man out. He's been pitching pretty good, but we've made a couple of bullpen additions. So Cal Quantrill, despite his 3.08 ERA, is the odd man out, and he will be sent down to AAA Columbus. So in the second half of the episode, we will stay home against the 59-53 Oakland Athletics in a game that has a lot of wild card implications, especially with a month and a half left on the season. Both of these teams fighting for a wild card spot. Both of these teams made the playoffs a season ago and would like to get back there. Logan Allen, who's putting together a very solid 2021 campaign, is on the mound for Cleveland, posting a 2.90 ERA in his 22 starts. He is only 6-4, so hopefully to get that win. Number 7, and he will start off against the former Ranger, Elvis Andrus, hitting 250 on the season. 2-2 to Andrus to start the day, and he will ground this one to the left side of the infield. Easy play for Ramirez, throws him out at first. And we'll take a look at how the Oakland Athletics will line up today. After the leadoff man, Andrus, we will see Tyler Ramirez, followed by their heart of the order, Matt Chapman and Matt Olson, the Matt pair. Ramon Laureano in center, Mark Canna at the DH, Steven Piscotty in right, and you got Sean Murphy behind the plate and Jed Lowry at second. Tyler Ramirez up next will draw a 5-pitch walk. He will take first base, bringing it to Matt Chapman. 2-2 to Chapman. He hits this one right at Freeman. It goes underneath his glove, however, and it goes all the way deep into right field. And Chapman's going to hustle and get himself a double. Ramirez safe at third. So a good chance for Oakland to get the first runs of the game. Matt Olson up next, 2-2, pops up a curveball into shallow center. Ahmed will get it. They will not be able to test him, so that's a big out for Allen. Bringing up Laureano, who looks at strike 3. Oakland gets nothing in the top of the first. So Cleveland will take to the batter's box where they will face off against Frankie Montas to start, who posts a 3.61 ERA, 8-10 record through his 22 starts. Hasn't been getting the best run support, but he will start off his day, of course, against Ahmed Rosario, and he has an 0-1 pitch here. He gets a splitter and lines it into left field, turns on it nicely, a leadoff single for the game again for Rosario. Josh Naylor up next, 2-1, tries to chase the high fastball, pops it up right behind third base. That'll be out number 1. And we'll take a look at Cleveland's lineup. It was, I think, the exact same we just saw against Detroit. The same batters, same order. Reyes now went from 75 RBIs to 82, so he walked away from that Detroit series with 7 RBIs. Not bad for our 2021 All-Star. Here is Jose Ramirez up next, 2-2 to Ramirez, and he gets plunked on the back. That pitch ran inside where Ramirez doesn't really like it. He will take first base, which will bring up Reyes, who will draw a walk. So we have bases loaded again in the first, trying to get another opportunity to get an RBI.
Leading up for the Indians, the first baseman, Josh. Number 8, designated hitter, Jordan Lindor. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Athletics. Number For attention, please. Now pitching for the Indians. Number 62, Nick.
Nope, that's ball four.
Jed Lowry. Francis, your attention, please. Now pitching for the Indians. Number 88, Vic. Mark Cannon.
These days,
The batter number 8. Now batting, second baseman, Tyler Freeman. Leading off for the Indians, the first baseman, number 22, Josh